Hey guys, welcome back to Life Unboxed the podcast, guys. It's been a long week, and we are here again doing our thing. Hello, ladies.
Hello.
You're looking radiant.
Thank you.
Beautiful.
We accept the compliment.
Oh God, I like the red going on.
Pop.
It's popping.
It's nice. Thank you, guys.
It's popping, and
How
you're
was
glowing.
your week? You're glowing too.
My week was long. I mean, I've not really had enough time to rest, but it is what it is.
Yeah,
And you?
it is what
How about
it is. We are
What
here.
about you,
They said we
Will?
didn't come to Lagos to Cambridge. Right? So we didn't come to Europe to look at people's faces, but to actually
Hustling the money. Before you know that, they say when is building one mansion,
That's how it is. All these abroad people.
these
they
days
just
that
saying
you
it's
build
not for
mansion,
money,
before
oh.
you know it, they are pulling it down. Do you want to
That's
risk it? It's
crazy.
better you chop your money.
Have you?
Yes.
Yeah.
Imagine after spending millions building
I saw that stuff. It's really
And then
sad.
That breaking.
Yeah, it's really
Yeah.
sad.
Anyway, today, guys.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I know you are two Igbo babes,
Yeah.
and I'm the only Yoruba babe.
You know, we are just Nigerians.
We are just
We are just
Nigerians.
We are just Nigerians.
But then, it still comes down to identity.
Yeah.
If I would introduce myself to anyone, I would say, "Oh, I am from the Yoruba tribe of Nigeria." If I'm
Yeah.
trying to tell them about my background,
Yeah.
and I think the same goes for you guys. So now we have found ourselves in a new country where their culture is totally different,
Yeah.
Yeah.
different race,
True.
and fortunately enough, we have someone in our midst again that happens, to be partnered with the sweet.
Yeah.
And that's really interesting to see the whole diversity thing
Yeah.
going on.
Yeah. I think for me,
Yeah.
I'm a Nigerian. I think I'll always be a Nigerian.
Yeah.
Then when the Swedish government deems it fit for me to
Then you become
Become a Swedish citizen.
exactly. So, but I think I sometimes find it weird. I might be wrong.
Yeah.
Like when you're in a group of people and
Yeah.
everybody's introducing themselves, and maybe you see someone who doesn't look like. Okay, let me give for instance, you see a black person. Let me
Yeah.
use my race.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You see a black person, and the person will be like, "I'm Swedish," and in my mind, I'm like, "Where are you really from?"
Yeah. Where are you really from?
where are
Because
you originally?
You're not the image of the Swede you have in mind.
Exactly, because I want to know your origin. I want to know where you're actually from.
Yeah.
And for me, because people will be like, "Oh, but Black Americans say I'm a US city, I'm a US or whatever, or
Yeah.
someone like I'm from the UK, and stuff like that." But
And it's normal.
exactly, and it's
Yeah.
normal. But I was not thinking that sometimes my brain can just run wild, and I was just thinking, but I've not seen a black person say I'm Chinese.
You would be surprised that we have some of
Yeah,
them.
maybe it happens, but it's just so far what I've encountered.
Yeah.
I've not seen a black person be like, I'm Chinese, or say
Yeah.
I'm Indian,
Yeah.
or I've not seen a white person
Yeah.
say I'm Chinese,
Oh, I'm Nigerian.
or I'm Nigerian, or I'm Indian. Yeah, it's easier for a white person to say I'm South African.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
it
because,
is.
they have
You won't
this
even
mix
think about it
going on.
too much.
Yeah.
But when you say I'm Chinese,
Be like,
I'm Indian, I'm like,
"Are you sure?"
you're blonde
There's a
with blue
stereotype.
eyes or green eyes.
And you're saying you're
Exactly.
Chinese. How come?
How come? So sometimes I feel like maybe if the person says, "Oh, I'm a Chinese citizen," in my mind I might not be asking, "Where are you really from?"
Yeah.
But but if you say I'm Swedish, I feel like there should be difference between ethnicity and citizenship. Even if you were born and bred.
Yeah.
I know it doesn't matter, but I'm just
Yeah.
saying most times when I see people who their physical
Appearance doesn't
exactly my
doesn't
mind
correlate
Doesn't
with-
match.
exactly I'm always like, where are you really from?
Yeah.
But it depends. When you ask the question, where are you from? You're asking them where they are from.
I know, but the question is also Where are you
They are
really
from
Sweden?
You know.
But it's when they call themselves like I'm Swedish.
Yeah, okay. I think that's the
Yeah,
point.
that's when it like becomes a thing. Like you have to think about it. How
So
come
what do you
you're
think
Swedish?
is the appropriate way to answer that question?
It might not be right for me, but I feel like the thing that will like you will say that won't make me be doing like thinking too much will be like if you say like, oh, I'm a Swedish citizen.
Yeah, you'd be like,
It's
okay.
not right. I'm not saying it. I'm just saying with my word kind of
Yeah.
thinking.
Because that would be a bit weird if I have to say, oh, I'm a Nigerian citizen.
Yeah, but then
You're
having
Nigerian.
been brought up in Sweden, you've lived your whole life in Sweden. You've you know
Yeah.
That's
your,
the
their
only
culture and
thing
your maybe your generation or your ancestors' culture and the clash,
Exactly.
and then you identify as a Swedish.
Yeah.
It's somehow for us that don't relate with it, but for them it might be that the kind of they don't have any other identity.
Yeah,
than
but
the
I-
one they were brought up in.
I feel like it's also a thing. Like sometimes I'm on like Shade Room and I'm looking
Yeah.
at people's comments, especially when you see like black people who are from Puerto Rico or
Yeah.
all those like South American countries, and they're like, I'm not black.
It seems like there's this war going on between black Americans
Yeah.
and the
Africans.
black Africans.
Yeah, that one too, and other people because they like you actually have an African future,
Yeah.
or you know, and they be like, especially those ones, and they're like, I'm not black. So like when you go through comments and you see people be like, yeah, there's people need to know that there's a difference
Yeah.
between ethnicity and citizen. Like
Yeah.
you can be from Puerto Rico or from Cuba and still be black,
You know,
like identify as a black
As
person.
a black person.
yeah, but you know, sometimes they think that being black is because of
Yeah,
your skin
derogatory.
color,
Like
right?
I
or
don't
just
know.
because of your skin color.
Yeah, of
That
course.
you're black. That's why North Africans too, like Egyptians,
Yeah,
they don't
Algerians,
understand how you
yeah,
can
they
call
always-
them blacks because
No.
they don't look like a typical black person.
Exactly.
They have long hair, soft long hairs, and all that.
Yeah.
I think, but then calling them blacks means that because when you call someone you're black, it means that the person has to appear as a black person.
Yeah, and the thing again is like if you check some people from India,
Yeah,
like they are even darker than some
There-
people.
there are
someone
some
this evening,
black
I mean,
Indians.
this morning when we were coming here.
yeah.
I feel like black shouldn't be more. I don't know, but I just feel like it shouldn't be like an ethnicity.
Like
Black is a skin
it's
color.
a skin
It's a
color.
skin color.
No
Exactly.
big deal.
I'm not even black.
I
Am
am black.
That's the thing. I feel like black. I think we have come to that point that black shouldn't be an ethnicity. It shouldn't be how I identify as an like. No. I feel like saying like maybe African or something should be more of your ancestral.
Yeah,
like,
not like
not say I'm black, because if I say I'm black, and it's funny how I heard something like if you tell like a very dark skinned Indian person like, oh, you're black, and it's like, nah, I'm not black, I'm Indian.
yeah, but you're
Yeah.
black skinned.
Do you know the craziest one I've even heard is Somalis saying, some of them, not
Yeah,
all of them.
yeah.
I've seen a lot of them on social media argue and even fight
that they are
that
not
they are
blacks.
not blacks.
Yeah, it's
But what are they? They are from East Africa, right?
It's a really crazy and sensitive topic.
yeah, it's really is
anyway.
very sensitive, and I just wonder why people are like that. Like, and the funny thing is, in Africa, it's so diverse. That long hair and pointed nose and everything.
Yeah.
It's something you also find in the northern Nigerian. You know, even
Yeah,
like in
it's
Niger,
true.
there are part of them that they look so white.
Exactly.
So would you now say you're not black?
See where Buhari is from. A lot of them
Exactly.
look like
The
this-
Fulanese.
Yeah.
You know, and what's that? I've forgotten what they call them. Like I've forgotten, like people from I think it's Borno and like they look basically like, if in short, yeah. What about people that escape albino? Like call it, I don't know what it's
Yeah.
called. Like they look so white.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if like Bianca Ojukwu, I don't know if she's mixed.
I have no
I don't
idea.
know. So-
Yeah, there are people like that are so light skinned. Yeah, some of them,
Yeah.
your hair gives you away.
Yeah.
But if you take people from northern Nigeria,
Yeah.
people who share boundaries like Niger, Chad,
Yeah.
and you know some
They
other,
still have that.
and they have that future. So like, you will call them black.
Yeah.
So, but people mostly like it's.
But now, someone from a mixed background, how would the person identify?
Like in your case now, you and your partner.
I think it will be left for our future children to decide
what they want to identify
what they want
with.
to identify as. It's not. I don't think it's in my place. Some of them want to. I think this whole skin color thing will keep being a thing.
Yeah.
Even in Nigeria, there's colorism.
Yeah.
Tribalism.
Exactly. There's like
Everything
colorism is a thing. So that's why sometimes it's just so sad because we are. I feel like we are obsessed with color, like how light skinned the person is, and even boils down to sometimes when a light skinned person is doing things or trying to feel beautiful, you'll be like in Igbo they'll say it's Ochako Maka. They'll be like, oh, you're not really like.
Oh, it's because she's fair.
Yeah, she's not beautiful,
She's
but
not that
just
fine.
because
Yeah,
she's
exactly.
fair.
Yeah.
So it's just the, and I don't know how we would solve that issue if it's in our place too, but it's just the thing with colorism. I don't know if we are obsessed with color, but for our future children, I feel like it's left for them, and I would really love if they identify as both. Yeah, for me, I feel like it's a privilege for them.
Yeah, definitely.
They can get to experience two cultures,
Exactly.
two diverse cultures.
I don't think having parents from different cultural backgrounds or different race makes them any less.
Yeah,
of the other.
I even feel like it's an advantage. Like today, they can feel like if they are doing Black Lives Matter, they can enter the race and say Black Lives Matters. You know, but if they are doing white, they can anyone. Like it's an advantage. It's like when you have two passports. Like you know, if you eventually have a Swedish passport, American passport, whatever. Like you still have your Nigerian passport. Anytime you want to enter Nigeria and feel like a Nigerian, or even apply for jobs in Nigeria, you can, because you can identify as a Nigerian because you're mixed.
Well, I think that life can be a little difficult.
Yeah, it is.
I hope you're prepared for the journey. Don't worry. So, I'm very sure it might be easy for them, and I pray so.
Yeah, I pray
because it can be
it's easy for
difficult.
them.
You know, Nigeria, we have this Odechi mentality. So a lot of mixed kids often find it difficult to be able to say they belong here or there.
True.
Because
I
Nigerians
agree.
be like, hey, this one are Jekbako, this one are Oyibo. And that means you're not black enough to be Nigerian.
True.
You're not Nigerian enough.
Exactly.
And at the same time, you're not white or Swede enough to be a Swede.
Yeah,
So
and
it can be really
I feel like
difficult.
in a way, like it's funny how people, like some of my friends, and they be like, oh, I can't wait to see your children. But I
Yeah,
have
they
my
will be so
worries
cute.
because of like what Olaito
What
mentioned.
color would it be?
No, not even the color. Like I have my worries about them fitting in.
Okay.
You know, as much as it's a privilege, it will be a privilege for them.
Yeah.
But fitting in, like the first time I heard my partner call a mixed baby black baby, I'm like, what the fuck?
So a lot of people would see
Yeah.
the black baby. And funny enough, the black people don't now see a black baby.
Exactly. We're even more accepting as Africans
Mm-hmm.
for like a mixed child than
We give them
Worship
special
them.
treatment.
exactly. So like it's like in as much as like they would find it like growing up, like when they're adults and they've learned to have thick skin, but when growing up, you know, but growing up is I feel like it's going to be a bit difficult for them because it's going to be like, oh, you're a black baby. First time I heard that, I'm like, what do you mean a black baby? Like, well, they
Imagine
have
if
black
the child had to hear that from the father, a black baby. That
Exactly.
That means
like
you're
a-
rejecting me.
Exactly, but he was like he had to explain himself, like that's how it's called, like that's how they know. And I now watched, there's this movie, I've forgotten the name of that series. And they also said that like the lady had a thing with the black man, and so like in the city the boy, it's like in the 1800s or so, they refer to the child as a black baby.
And it was a mixed kid.
Yeah, it's a mixing because the mom is white and the father was, so it was like, oh, imagine you're having a black baby in this society, and you know.
I think
That's
it's all these
crazy.
name tags that are really affecting us now. And it can even make you have inferiority complex.
True.
Yeah.
Because if they tag you a particular thing that you don't happen to like, then it might just bring you down.
True.
Because imagine the child in school and then the classmates are like, you are black. Like, and the child will want to fit in and play and all those things, but they keep like shutting you out.
Exactly. And that's why you see some of them, maybe they straighten their hair, you know, try to fit in so bad.
To be accepted.
Exactly.
by-
And I have my worries about that. Like, if you're not able to help that child, like, because you can't just be telling the child, I don't mind them. Like, you need to-
there has to be a long term.
Exactly. Like, you need to help the child grow with that thing, like help them grow that thick skin. And honestly, I used to tell my
Why
partner.
do they have to grow thick skin?
Exactly.
Yeah,
can't
but
the
I
world
think it's
just-
also to expose the child to both cultures,
Yeah.
so that they'll know it's a beautiful thing, so that they won't feel that one culture is superior to the other. Because I think when they
Exactly.
start feeling that one culture is superior to the other, then they would like to identify
True.
naturally
More
to
with
the
the other
superior
one.
culture.
Yeah.
But if they get exposed to the two cultures and it's diverse,
Balance
they'll
things
kind of
out, yeah.
Yeah, it's
in
it's
fact, when
it's
they're in class,
crazy.
they'll be like, have you been to Nigeria or something like that? We
Exactly.
have this. The child will start bragging, how it is.
yeah. Even no matter even if they say, oh, it's a developing country,
Yeah,
you find a way to be like,
like
show expose them to the rich culture,
yeah,
of what's in our rich culture.
yeah.
Because I feel like when you don't do that, like there would always be. I just feel like this world will never be fair enough.
Yeah.
But if you need to prepare them for, even if you feel like, oh, you're raising them in, like you need to raise them for the society too.
Yeah. And they need to experience it firsthand, not just what they watch on TV. And there is a lot
Exactly.
of propaganda
True.
these days that you get exposed to a lot of things that are not true.
True.
But when you are in that culture and you get exposed to
Experience
it,
it
yeah,
yourself.
you get to experience all these things. Like maybe if I have not been to Sweden now, I'll just be seeing pictures or videos Sweden. I'll be like,
Exactly.
but now that I'm here, I can get first-hand information about what is happening here, and
By
I get to
yourself.
experience it myself without having anyone tell a false narrative
Yeah.
about it. So I think it should be like that with them as well. People from two different cultures, they get to experience two cultures. If they are privileged enough to travel, back to maybe Nigeria or that kind of thing, then they have cousins as well they can relate with.
Exactly. That's very
Yes.
important.
Yeah, they have cousins
So,
and
keep
relations.
that in mind. You have a lot of us.
I have a lot. Exactly. That's the
Yeah.
But it will be a smooth selling, right?
I hope so.
Yeah.
I hope
It
so.
will be-
I hope so
it will
because
be.
that's one of the things. Like, it worries me a lot.
Yeah.
Like, people think like, oh, it's just going to be smooth, but it worries me a lot. Like, because if you don't help them identify with like your own culture, they'll be
Yeah.
embarrassed to
Yeah.
even showcase
Yeah.
that side of them.
Yeah,
That's true. That's true.
So it's just
Yeah.
so it's not fair.
it's not
Talking
right.
about identity,
Yeah,
we are Nigerians.
of course.
Have you had an encounter with anyone whereby you had to feel bad about being a Nigerian, or maybe insecure about your roots, about where you're from? Has that ever happened to you?
Yes, I think it happens when it is related to crimes and all that, because once you mention that you are from Nigeria, the idea of fraudsters, scammers, internet scammers, a prince from Nigeria, princess from Nigeria, and so I'm careful about saying that, but I always try to bring it from a very positive perspective. Like try to brag about being it's
That's
very
the spirit.
important.
Yeah.
And sometimes I catch myself in a conversation, I'll be like, oh, okay, I'm bragging too much, let me calm it
Calm
down.
it down a bit.
Yeah, because they will want to hear some things about Nigeria, but you won't blame them actually, because they only see pictures, and the pictures.
Yeah, it's not
And
good.
just like you said, the TV thing, so probably the things
Yeah,
they've seen on
so
social
they
media
think that
as
it's
well.
all poor people, all thatch houses, all
Right.
starved children with
I've
big
had
belly.
someone
But
ask me if I lived on a farm. Oh my god.
so I always try to bring out the positive side of Nigeria, like coming from the
Yeah.
rich culture to the food, and then like mention jollof rice,
Yeah.
to
In fact.
our artists now that are bringing us out on the map. I just made we get the
That's
conversation
all I talk
flowing.
about in language class. The food, the culture, the artists.
Yeah, I don't try to mention the bad parts, maybe
At
like
all.
corruption
Everybody
and all
has-
those things,
yeah.
because I believe every country has
Yeah,
their
of
own
course,
bad
they do.
side.
They
Of
do.
course.
So, but as you are representing your country, try to show the positive parts of it. Show it
It's
to
not
them.
all that bad.
It's not. And then you as an individual to try to live up to it.
Exactly.
Try to live up to it too, so
I
that
think-
they'll be seeing Nigeria through you.
Of course. I think
Yeah.
for me, the only time I had that experience was like, I think during the summer,
Yeah.
we had this with my partner's family, friend, and families. Everybody was there, and we were talking. They were doing this. What's this cup
Gotia cup.
Gotia cup.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he was like, oh, like one of them mentioned like that. Oh, like that in the I don't know how many years ago that there's this Nigerian team that like they used to come often, but later they now realized that they were faking their age.
Oh my god, that would have been so embarrassing.
They were faking their 18 years.
It's so embarrassing. Like before he even said it, like the way he even like he tried to like but the age faking thing. Or sometimes when you're watching a movie and they mention a Nigerian prince, and I'm like, oh my god,
you see you
exactly. And there's all this Nigerian prince thing. It's just, I know. Like we've been on the, and I feel like it's a way like. Every country have their crimes. People commit crimes, whatever crimes.
Yeah.
It's just that it's funny how, like, let me take for instance someone that lives in let's look for it like in Sweden, maybe Nigerian that has been claiming, and let me say they do something bad, and they're like a Nigerian citizen. They forget that this person it's not living in Nigeria.
But when it comes to the good things,
exactly. So it's just like I'm like
nobody likes identify with bad stuff.
That's the thing. So it's making us feel like now us do pass. And it's a sad thing, honestly.
Well, I think we should try as Nigerians. We should try and bring out the positive side of it. Because I've seen some Nigerians to talk down on their country
here in Sweden.
Yeah. When they are like in the midst of a conversation, you see them saying so many bad things about Nigeria. Nigeria is this. Though I try to like sometimes come in and balance it out so that they won't feel that it's all bad. Because that is how you say something. You say, if this person from Nigeria is saying this, that means it's true. That's how things are. But forgetting that there are so many good sides.
Yeah, I feel like being like Nigerians, in as much as we have our own thing, but like we are very welcoming and accommodating.
We are fun.
Yeah, like
we are very welcoming.
We are very welcome. Like we even welcome outsiders past the ones within inside.
I'm telling you,
we do overdo.
Like I feel like other like especially maybe in the they don't return that courtesy to us. They rate us at all.
Yeah.
Like somebody like let me take for instance like maybe a white or other they come to Nigeria and they give them the best places, the best treatment. The government will give you everything you want, but come here.
It's the other way.
It's the other way around. Like you're just a regular person.
See you.
Yeah, maybe they will say we never asked for it.
They don't even see.
But maybe it's in our culture to treat visitors really, really well.
Yeah, yeah. I think it's the first thing that you are taught. If a visitor comes, you treat the visitor.
Yeah, like really, really well. Like you don't treat them like a normal, but you treat them. You give them so especially when they don't, see finish have entered there.
Yeah, there was this thing that trended on Twitter some time ago that when you visit a Swedish family and they've already had they don't make provision for you at all. You're going to starve.
The funny thing when that thing was trending and we were with my partner, he was like, well, this is not his family don't do that.
Yeah.
So they offer.
But he didn't criticize the idea. But he just said his family doesn't.
That means some other
family. Like because he said he remember growing up too. He has gone to someone's house too, and like they called, like the mother called his friend to come and eat and stuff like that.
I didn't call him.
I didn't call him. But
I think that's their way. They don't see it as a big deal.
Exactly, because
we are the ones overthinking it. They don't see it.
True.
Because why should they feed you?
Exactly.
Yeah. Looking at it from that perspective.
Why should they feed you?
Oh, I came to your house at least.
Yeah, that's the thing. So
there should be food.
True. While I was at home and we were taking classes online, and I happened to be in a group with this set of Swedes, and then they were planning to hang out at one of them's place, and then they were talking about, oh, you bring your own things, you bring your own food to the house. Like, that's crazy. And they were already asking me, and I said, then I was like, no, I'm not sure when I'll be coming in yet. And like,
well, it's funny, like let me say, most events I've gone out with my partner, we've not
taken food.
No. Yeah, the only thing most is like drinks.
Yeah, you bring your own
take
Yeah,
drinks.
drinks, like that's the one, like
But have you ever gone empty-handed before?
no.
You take something.
Yeah, you take something.
But is there food or is it
Yeah,
snacks?
like not snacks, like food.
Crackers and
No, food.
cheese.
Really?
Like you even like a buffet kind of. Like all the like events with like if like a
It
family.
seems I've been
thing.
going to the wrong ones.
I'm telling
No,
you.
but if
because
it's
all I've ever heard is you bring your own thing.
Yeah.
no, like but if it's like all this, if it's the one that like friends, like all of us as we are like this,
Yeah.
yes. But the family event, like I know so far, like I've gone for, there's this thing they eat, there's this fish they call, is this true stramin or I don't know how is. So like we've not really gone with so much, but I think sometimes they just go. Some people come empty-handed. I've seen some people come empty-handed, but his parents always go with something.
No. What are they like with their friends? I'm curious.
They're
Lively.
loud and lively.
Yeah,
You'll
You
be
mean it?
surprised. Yeah.
yeah.
It's because you're not in their clique. If you're
True.
in their clique,
Yeah, they say Sweden is a closed circle. Like,
yeah.
if you've not, like, it's really, it's one. Someone even made one comment that there's this. She's a Swedish citizen, but she's of African ancestral.
Yeah.
Yeah, but she was like, she noticed that one time she went to the salon, and when the two ladies that they look, maybe I don't know if they're Swedes, but
Yeah.
they spoke to each other. They spoke like calmly, and but when they talked to her, they were loud. So like,
What do you mean?
yeah, they are very cool with them, but when they're talking to you, it's a bit,
It's a different thing.
yeah, it's a bit different.
Maybe
thing.
because they don't know how to relate with you. If you
Yeah, and I think this idea of like maybe they think we are loud.
But are we not loud?
What's their loud and what our loud is?
Yeah.
Oh, I
It's
did
a
not
diff-
mention another culture. I need to mention this thing.
What's
I know
that?
we
What's
talked
that?
about it in our previous episode, but
Yeah.
the idea of not selling alcohol on Sunday.
That was same
That
day.
was like, I think there's a lot of, the funny thing, there's
Is
a
it
lot
like
of
is it in a particular store or
like,
just everywhere?
in
Everywhere,
Sweden,
in Sweden.
everywhere.
Really?
Alcohol is not
I
sold
don't
on
know.
Sunday.
Wow.
Yeah.
How do they make
That's
money?
why people rush to buy on
Saturday.
Saturdays.
They stop selling by 3.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So on Saturday, if you've not bought your alcohol by 3 till Monday.
And the fact that it's only one outlet that sells.
Exactly.
alcohol. You can't
According
buy
to my partner,
anywhere
he says it's a
else.
good idea, but
Only
I don't
System Bolaget.
exactly like the monopoly. I feel like imagine one body having monopoly
Over the sale of
alcohol. Like you can't buy, except if you're going to the bar, but you can't just go to one store to say you want to buy
Just
alcohol.
say, yeah.
Yeah.
It has to be. Is this System Bolaget?
System Bolaget.
I say like for a Western country, like if it
Yeah.
was like an Islamic country,
Yeah.
I understand, because they don't
But I
drink.
think I like the idea. I don't know why, but I think
It's
I
kind
like
of
the idea.
controls the
Yeah.
rates of alcohol
You know the
intake.
party we normally have on the 27th. We only had it once. We didn't have it this year. It's like, I think they voted yes. That was the day
Yes,
they voted yes to alcohol.
Mhm.
So I think they had like alcohol
27th
problem.
August.
Yeah, 27th August. So like I think that when we had that party, it was like 100 years
Oh.
of saying yes
To alcohol.
Yeah.
Is it the sale of alcohol to like or
No.
to consuming alcohol?
No, like consuming alcohol, like whether they were going to take out alcohol from their society
Society and,
or not.
Yeah.
So people voted like that was
Yes.
27. They voted
They
yes.
voted
That
yes.
they want to keep drinking.
Let's drink.
And they wanted to keep drinking alcohol.
Yeah.
So it's really like it was a culture. Like I'm like, and he said we must celebrate this party. And he said, why would anybody want to vote no? I'm like, because maybe women were tired at that time. Maybe their husbands were coming back drunk and stuff
Yeah.
like that. And I heard then they say you can use alcohol to make payments.
Oh.
Back
Oh.
yeah.
They must really like their alcohol then.
So like, oh God, I don't know why I forgot that. There's a lot of culture shock. I'm sure it will keep coming in one of our,
Of
Yeah.
course.
you know.
Keep
Yeah.
popping up every now and then because there's a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So do you guys plan on staying in Sweden? Like, or is there like a goal to be somewhere else, like in 5 years? Or we are all hoping to be all Swedish citizen in few years to come.
someone will say that we are just trying to get through the week.
I just want to see Friday.
Because the honest truth is, with the way the whole migration thing is going, you
Yeah.
might feel that you are settled here, and they'll bring
Yeah.
up one migration law,
Yeah.
and then to affect you. So you might not really be settled. fully. You keep being on edge.
Mhm.
So, but if it's living, one day at a time, of course, Sweden
Mhm.
is a nice place. I would love
Really
to.
lovely
Yeah.
place.
Yeah, I would love to remain here. But
Yeah.
then you should also have a contingency plan for
Just
yourself.
in case.